And the Denver Nuggets, I'm sorry. I was on the bandwagon at the start of the season, was all in, loved Bruce Brown, the pickup, all that stuff, was all excited. I did get scared during the season and backed off. And I'll tell you the exact moment. It was when Embiid kicked the shit out of y'all in Philadelphia. I jumped off the bandwagon, right? And I never got back on, and I didn't have enough faith in you guys even as the playoffs started. I apologize if y'all let me back on the bandwagon. I'd like to join you. Um,
Well,
I'm all in that stuff. But like they've been the best team throughout the entire playoffs, and they have everything that I love about playoff teams. And I'm so mad at myself for not really just kind of staying with them in the sense of they had the most continuity across the board. They they've improved their defense, although I still have questions. Still have questions. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna just be that guy. Um, but they're getting amazing stuff from all their role players. I'm not even talking about Jokic being probably one of the best players on the planet and right now playing like the best player in the NBA, but they're getting stuff from Michael Porter Jr. on the defensive end, and he's been phenomenal, his growth on that end of the court. Aaron Gordon's doing exactly what we always thought he would do once he joined the Denver Nuggets, right? And being that guy. Bruce Brown, the KCP pickup, Christian Brown. Like they're getting so many amazing things across the board from all of their guys. But like you just look at it going like, God, this team is deep. They know how to play. They know how they want to play. Michael Malone has done a fucking unbelievable job coaching this team to the point that he can't even speak in timeouts and they know what he's doing. I'm telling you, he's using ESP at this point to get them to do shit. It's impressive across the board. So, I mean, at this point, when you look at the Nuggets, you just go like, God damn, like they're the best looking team in the playoffs.
and built, not bought. This is the thing that's important to me is that it's built, not bought. They have come up together. Like this core, they're homegrown. I mean, I think that they've grown together, and I appreciate how they've faced the little bit of adversity that they've run into this year, like the chemistry, the continuity. Adding Bruce Brown and KCP, I mean, that was the sort of clincher for me. The two guys that they really have been missing was a defensive first wing and then a guy like Bruce Brown that you could throw on anybody.
I mean, I think that something that I've been kicking myself kind of since the first round, in that all the problems that the Bucks showed in the first round were stuff that we saw and we just kind of ignored.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I think that the things that we liked, that I liked about Denver, and I've been picking them to make the finals all year, were just what we're talking about. Like it was incredibly predictable from me that KCP and Bruce Brown would be playoff dudes.
Oh yeah.
And Christian Brown, even though he's a rookie, is sort of the profile of the guys we've seen be like the sort of the big, athletic, strong, can shoot a little, maybe not the most skilled, but look around, you see guys like Caleb Martin for the Heat. In the past, you've seen Pat Connaughton for the Bucks, Lonnie Walker for at times for the Lakers. Like this is the profile of guys who Moses Moody, even for the why we kind of liked Moses Moody in that role for the Warriors. And so they get those pieces in, and on top of which they have the top end. I mean, they have the our guy is better than your guy in any possible matchup.
I mean, that's what really matters, is that they have the best player on the court
Yeah.
for 40 minutes a game.
Unbelievable. He's just Jokic is just unbelievable to the point I'm bored. And that's shitty to
Okay,
say.
I'm not. I'm not
I'm,
going there.
I'm kidding,
Listen,
but like what he does, but what I'm saying is when he
yeah,
throws an amazing pass, it's like, oh, it's just Jokic. So what the fuck he
it's
does.
right. We wait for the ones that are like generational passes where it's like he throws like, a lefty across the lane through traffic pass that no one's ever thrown before. And that's when we get really excited. But the guy is just a killer. And when you listen to Kevin Durant talk about Nikola Jokic, he's the only person that can really put it in the proper perspective, because Kevin Durant's one of the greatest players of all time, right? Like coming from him when he, talks about Jokic being an unsolvable problem, it carries a little bit more weight than when we say it. But the guy is unsolvable. I don't know. I don't know what stops them from winning the title, unless maybe it's Philly that they run into in the finals and Embiid just wins that matchup, which is possible.
That's an interesting
they're
point
so good.
because the thing that I've noticed about Jokic in this playoffs, and it's been there at times before, but his sort of, especially on the offensive glass, his relentless physicality in terms of just like moving guys out of the way and tipping the ball and just how Denver is just getting, a couple, 3 extra buckets a game just off of him being, okay, I'm enormous. I'm just going to lean on you, move you out of the way. I've got great hands. This is my ball, not yours. And Embiid is maybe the one guy remaining. Embiid is the one guy remaining in the playoffs, I think, give or take Anthony Davis, and we'll see, perhaps, that he can't just move out of the way like that.
Looney does okay too. We'll give Looney against Jokic is an okay matchup. I mean, Looney still loses the matchup, but he at least doesn't get destroyed.
They have to play him. That's the thing with the Warriors in that regard, with that stuff. Listen, I still think there's issues with both those teams that they might face in the next round that can really stress them.
Sure.
In the way that I thought the Suns might stress them, and we should probably start now talking about the Suns and eulogize them a little bit. But I think I think there will be things that we could probably get into over the next week when we talk about the conference finals once that's set. But more importantly, too, can we stop talking about Jokic then in the way that we want to? He made it to the conference finals. Can everybody just shut the fuck up and just enjoy his greatness now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Twice in 4 years.
So. I don't think so. Yeah, this is his second conference finals, by the way. I don't think that's not going to change. And people are going to talk about Jokic in the way that they talk about Jokic, because you see what you want when you look at players. And Jokic is a player where a lot of people don't see greatness. I'm not sure how, but it is what it is.